Okay. All right, we've got the consent agenda. Okay, minutes from the previous meeting, you haven't had a chance to get those? Okay. So they will be for the next meeting. We've got all the departmental reports in. We'll go on to deliberate and consider action on the following items. Item number one is present the 2024 proposed budget. It's on the website. Has everybody seen a copy of it? So we had some, we missed some deadlines, so I had to pull the budget back off, repost it, add some pages to it. So we're back on track for the budget to be approved on September the 26th. So did we make any copies of? So this is the proposed budget. I'm sure y'all have all seen it. So, we don't have to have a motion on it. That's just the 2024 proposed budget. Okay, item number two, we've got the set to propose 2024 salary for elected officials. And all right, for the auditor, this is all the elected officials. The salary will be $53,514.28. For the county clerk, the salary will be $49,786.41. We have two they're not elected. County judge will be $57,756.54. County treasurer will be $49,786.41. The county tax assessor will be $49,786.41. As far as district attorney, the county's part is $3,545.50. On the district clerk, the salary is $49,786.41. The justice of the pieces is $49,786.41. The county sheriff will be $75,000. Constables is $13,109. That's all four constables. Commissioner, all four commissioners will be $53,514.28. And I don't think I've left anybody out of that. So that's the proposed salary for 2024 elected officials.
So question, Judge, when we talk about proposed salaries, is a cell phone and vehicle allowance included and noted as part of the salary for elected officials?
On
any and all elected officials?
Oh, I'm not sure on that, but like the somebody said yes. All right, like county clerk, she gets a travel allowance. Oh, this is what we're posting. All right, county judge, the proposed salary will be $57,756.54. State supplements of $25,200 and a travel allowance of $7,200. The county clerk salary will be $49,786.41 with a travel allowance of $2,100. The district clerk will be $49,786.41. The county commissioners each will be $53,514.28. And it's got cell phone allowance, 2,400, but that's divided by 4. County treasurer is $49,786.41. The county tax assessor is $49,786.41 with a travel allowance of $21,000. The county,
100.
I'm sorry, 2,100. The county sheriff will be 75,000. Now, we were taking his vehicle allowance and cell phone allowance, which the cell phone allowance should be 1,020. They still had the cell phone allowance for Olin, not Olin, but Otis, yeah, Otis Lane listed in there, so it should be 1,020. So on the 2024 budget, we were going to roll that into the proposed, his salary to make it, and then give him a raise to make it 75,000. And then the justice of the peace each are $49,786.41. And we've allowed for a cell phone for each of the JPs at $600. The constables at $13,109.45. And each of those get $7,200 travel allowance. And the proposed that's for all regular and full-time employees. So do we have any discussion on that?
Yeah, I had some questions. So I see cell phone allowances of $600 for people for elected officials. And then I see a cell phone allowance of $1,020 for sheriff. What is different between, why is that different? What's the driving factor behind that?
I'm not sure that's what was in the budget for last year.
Probably two phones.
You have, I guess, 2 phones for the sheriff.
I feel like no different than me.
Two phones.
Okay, well,
Yeah, my phone doesn't do anything and
well, and my Olin shouldn't have been, with the sheriff form, I don't think. If that may have been where they put it. Or, and
all this thing go.
So the reason I'm asking, do that because the vehicle allowance was considered part of the salary. And you couldn't change an elected official's salary after the budget year had started. So my question is, when we go through this, as it's written, general public, when I look and say, okay, how much is a constable making? I see $13,000, but is that travel allowance part of their salary? Just like with the commissioner, is that $600 for a cell phone part of their salary?
well, anything that can be, considered wages with the IRS standards, that's considered part of the salary. Vehicle allowance and cell phone allowance.
that in addition to that, you get so much in.
Okay, I understand that, but the reason precinct 4 commissioners couldn't get a vehicle allowance in 2023 was because it was considered part of the salary of that commission. It wasn't.
That capital allowance was only supposed to be. Everybody is, all commissioners are free.
I'm using that as an example. I have a truck, I don't need a truck allowance. My
Previous commissioners.
So if you want to change yours, you change it.
No, I'm not want to change mine. I think the truck's the right way to go. But when we advertise and we set salaries, we need to be clear and communicate to the public what the actual salary is. And not say, it's this, but they have this too. It needs to be clear.
You're right, you're setting the total compensation. So two years ago, when, there were some issues with the budget, everybody agreed, hey, let's just all give up our cell phone allowance right now. Well, we couldn't do that. We couldn't give up the 3% raise that had been done that year. Because that was all part of the posted budget, elected official compensation. So yes, so at this point, whatever we post is good for the whole year. So if you're supposed to be getting a travel allowance or cell phone allowance, this is the time to do it. So yes, you're correct on that.
And when we advertise that, we should say, this is the salary, total compensation, or how do we say that? The reason I say that is when you look at the sheriff, you say, SB 22 is 75,000, but the reality of it is the salary is $97,000, 97,000 plus.
Yeah, you should post the total compensation that the sheriff is going to receive, including travel allowance, cell phone allowance, all of it should be included in what is posted. I don't know what the total should have, but it should include all of that.
Okay.
Well, in the proposed budget, I had proposed rolling the 21,000 and it was actually, at the time, we thought it was 1560, into the sheriff's salary and then give him a raise up to the 75,000 posted in the budget. But when the budget printed, it still had the travel allowance or vehicle allowance and the cell phone allowance. So we went ahead and went with it. So during the budget workshop, we could set the salary. It was my understanding that we could change it during the budget workshop.
Okay, so are we setting the proposed salary for elected officials today, like the agenda item says?
Yes.
And then we're going to change them in the budget work?
Well, we could change it. The cell phone allowance, we could delete cell phone allowance and vehicle allowance. And set the salary at 75,000. That is my understanding.
We don't get a phone allowance.
No, you do. You get $600 a month according to this budget.
So that's what,
We agreed not to take a phone.
well, that's what was put in there.
I know, but we agreed to not to take it. Last year, they did.
I hear what you said last year, but if you, so as I understand it,
We'll hash it out.
well, no, we're not.
Yeah, when the commissioners,
You're about to vote.
I'm not going to go.
But see, that's where I'm going with that, T. Right here, it says set proposed 2024 salary. And this is, I'm assuming this is what we're going to vote on.
yes. Well, we could vote on the change. If you don't want the cell phone allowance, but that was what was put in some of the commissioners. And I thought it was all the commissioners' budgets.
I didn't ask for cell phone phones. I didn't.
Is SB 22, is that a grant or is that an annual thing coming to?
It should be annual
It's a one-time.
until the state decides they don't want to pay it.
One-time grant. You have to apply for it every year. So you could cut it off at any time.
That is not the direction of that grant. Areas like each county doesn't have the money, and other entities across the state provide financial.
I guess my question is, what's the odds of them stopping that grant and Newton County obligated with those increase?
So we went to a training in Galveston on this, and it was made clear to those in attendance that the SB 22 had been set by the state in their baseline annual budgeting process. And that baseline, they described that being, it's just like they baseline funding for the DPS, they baseline funding for the Parks and Wildlife, and these other state agencies, they have baselined the SB 22. Therefore, they were of the opinion as a association of counties that this was not going away anytime soon, that it was well funded and that it was here to stay.
And that is the same, just we got it at the church, and they came from higher officials in the state, support this thing, this is directed from the post office. So,
And that's what I plan on putting in the budget, the sheriff's department salaries and the jailers, and then the SB 22 supplement.
But back to my question is this line item is basically an action item to set the proposed 2024 elected officials. And does everyone understand that we're using the proposed budget as the,
Well, this is what was, that was posted in the newspaper about proposed salaries.
do you have?
So basically, if commissioners don't want the cell phone allowance, that could be taken out and voted on today. The vehicle allowance and cell phone allowance for the sheriff, that can be taken out and voted on today to set the proposed salary.
Judge, can we get a copy of that made for all the commissioners and maybe skip this item and go on and then get that where we can hand it out and kind of look at it before we vote on that?
Yes, we can. So,
None of us have that in front of us.
okay, so we could table this one.
Not table it, just move.
Yeah, we'll just skip this and then come back to it. All right. Item number 3, discuss tax rate and the proposed rate exceeds lower the no new revenue rate. For voter approval rate, take record vote and schedule meeting period. All right, the proposed tax rate is the no new revenue rate at 0.709575 per $100 value. So we're proposing the no new revenue tax rate. Third. The proposed tax rate is the no new revenue tax rate of $1.95 per $100 value. The no new revenue tax rate is proposed tax. From the same properties in both 2022 and tax year and the 2023 tax year. And it says the voter approval tax rate is the highest tax rate. And Melissa Burks was sick today. She couldn't be here, so I'm actually reading this for her. She could have just said it a little bit better than I can, but the voter approval rate is the highest tax rate that the county may adopt without holding an election to seek voter approval of the rate. All right, the proposed tax rate is not greater than the no new revenue tax rate. That means Newton County is not proposing to increase the property taxes for the 2023 tax year. Okay, it says a public meeting will be to vote on the proposed tax rate will be held on September 26th, 2023 at 9 a.m. at the Commissioner's Courtroom, 3rd floor, Newton County Courthouse. And the proposed tax rate is also not greater than a voter approval tax rate. As a result, Newton County is not required to hold an election to seek voter approval of the rate. However, you may express your support for or opposed to the proposed tax rate by contacting the members of the Newton County Commissioners Court at Newton County at their offices or by attending the public meeting. And it shows how the tax rate was calculated and where they went to calculate it.
Judge, the question I have on this, and I'm a new commissioner, so I get to ask questions, I hope. So the definition of no new revenue is it's defined as the tax rate would produce the same revenue as the prior year for a particular political subdivision. And I see this as our no new revenue rate, but when I visit with people, we're having more revenue come into the county this year as a governing body.
Okay, according to our tax assessor, we have some unused increment rate on a law that was passed in, went into effect, I believe, 2021. So Newton County has built up, I guess, 7 cents on 100. So the no new increment rate is, we're going to also use 3 cents or, of that $100 pay, 3 cents of 7 cents to increase our revenue this year or for next year. And I wish, like I say, I wish Melissa was here to explain it, but it was a law that went into effect in 2021, and the unused increment rate by going with the no new revenue tax rate every year, Newton County has built up 7 cents on $100 value.
So what is that number? Why have I only heard that? Why now hearing this?
Well, that come from the tax assessor.
Yeah, but it's the first time I've heard it.
She mentioned it last year during budget time, and we voted not to use it last year. And it's what is it, for 3 years?
Yes.
You can go back 3 years and have the opportunity to use it.
But I must have not been.
Yeah. But we need to get her to explain it to everyone before.
Yes.
Yeah, because if I'm a taxpayer sitting here, and what I've shared with people is the no new revenue means that to get the same amount of money as a governing body will actually decrease the tax rate per 100. It did to bring in the same amount of revenue, but we're getting more revenue. That's the troubling part for me is, we had a 0.7195 to get $10 last year. We lowered that to 0.7099 some odd, but instead of getting $10, we're getting a little bit more That's,
Well,
But that's,
if Melissa's figured
That's
it right, you're only gonna increase it by $51,000.
Yeah.
Over last year.
No.
no,
Well, that's
that's,
what she's saying.
That's from new properties,
That's right.
that's,
but you using the,
We're not counting that.
okay,
If you go by what the increase is versus last year and this year.
Yes.
It's only
it's
$51,000.
only 51,000. I get you now.
how is that no new revenue? Anyway, maybe that's something.
That's just the rate that, the tax office has calculated.
To let y'all know, the tax rate last year was 1.71. It's 7.0 now. It was 0.71 last year.
Yeah.
It is 0.70 this year.
Well, the tax.
With an increase over last year versus this year was $51,000. So we are supposed to collect $9,855,588 is what we are supposed to collect this year. If you collect every dime of it, which never happens. Remember that.
So we always propose a budget on like a 94, 95% rate, collection rate on the taxes.
Yeah. That's the key.
So we always leave 4 or 5% that not collected.
that's been proven to be a good number in the past.
Yes.
And it says here, if you go by, I urge y'all to go by Melissa's office and get this one as well. But it says it's only on the average homestead taxable value, it only, what it says here, it only went up $6,817. I don't really agree with that. Or it reflected more on mine, let me just say that.
You're talking appraised value.
Correct, that's right, homestead value, right. It only increased $6,817. Which if you break that down, it's about 8.18%. I urge y'all to go by Melissa's office and get a copy of this, or my office, or anybody's office. and get a
Yeah, we-
copy of that and look at that.
We can print some copies if y'all want a copy of it.
So Judge, in your budget, in your proposed budget, which this line item says 2023 proposed tax rate, I think that's probably needs to be changed there. You're saying that 0.709575 is going to give us at 95% collection rate after we collect all the fines and penalties and then pay all the expenses, we're going to have a balance of $895 left if we go with 0.709575.
Yes. But if you look at the,
Counting the other one.
if you look at the voter approval rate, and that's by using going with the no new revenue tax rate and using the unused increments, we can actually bring in more money than if we went with the voter approval rate that has to be approved by the voters.
I'm just saying that this budget at a 0.709575, you go through this and do all the plus and minuses, in the general fund, you're going to have $895 left with a $250,000 contingency.
But with the, and we're going to have to, during the budget workshop, we're going to have to make a few changes, but if we go this tax rate has been has been advertised. If we go with any other rate, we have to have public hearings. So we would not meet the timeline to get to the budget set for 2024 with a September 30th deadline. So
Yeah, I'm not saying it's the wrong tax rate. I'm just saying that tax rate in this budget proposal leaves less than $600.
but, like I say, it was proposed. And that's what the budget workshop's for, is to make what changes necessary.
So we're voting on a tax rate,
Yes.
Proposed tax rate.
proposed tax rate.
Yeah, we're just voting on the proposed tax rate. And then September the 26th, we have to vote to approve the tax rate or set the tax rate.
Courtney in here? So Courtney, at this day and time, when we're at the budgeting process, we are at the right point to go ahead and vote on a proposed tax rate based on what you know of this budgeting process? Question. Just a question.
So we have to vote on
Until
it.
September
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but we have to set the tax rate, then it has to be advertised in the paper. Then we have to approve the tax.
We have to have a proposed tax rate advertised in the paper. And my question is, today, at this point in time, we're good to do this?
As far as but what I don't understand is if it's already gone to the paper, it's going to the paper today.
It's going in the paper after we set it.
So it hasn't already been sent.
No, it hadn't been sent.
For some reason, I thought I heard you say a couple times that this is what was sent to the paper.
No, that was on the proposed salary.
Same thing.
So Jay, can
Same thing, because I'd already gone to the paper. If so, how are you gonna change it during budget workshop? What's gonna go if it's already been sent? I'm kind of confused about that timeline that you're talking about.
For the proposed salaries, that was on, like I said, some of that was changed on the budget, or it got printed out on the budget that I wasn't aware of. And then that was advertised in the paper, proposed salary.
I know that's what you're saying. I know what but whatever was sent to the paper is not correct.
Okay, so the tax rate has not been sent to the paper.
About the proposed salaries too. Whatever was sent to the paper is not correct with that. If you're gonna change cell phone allowances and stuff like that, so that's not correct either. What was sent.
Yeah, we concluded that salaries are gonna continue, include cell phone allowance.
And what I think happened last year, if I remember correctly, is the proposed budget had a cell phone allowance. And at the public hearing, the day that the budget was actually adopted, the board agreed that the only people to get a cell phone allowance were going to be the judge, the emergency coordinator, and the sheriff. And dispatchers were going to be given a actual phone. And so I think that number came from what was the proposed budget. I don't know that the final budget ever reflected that was taken away. If that's kind of what history is telling me, just to kind of clarify. But if it's already been sent to the paper, and if the notice has already been given, I don't know if that can be changed.
Well, let's ask the newspaper guy. Jay, how long does it take to get it in the paper? If we give it to you today, how long would it take? Would it be next week?
Online, so far as print paper, then normally it's a week out.
Okay, that's
That's
Okay.
kind of very-
okay. So it'd be next week. If we give it to you today, then it would not reach the paper or to the viewers unless they went online until next week. And it has to be paper, correct?
Yes, it has to be paper.
It's the county.
Okay.
Or a newspaper of general circulation in the county.
So the earliest it could be in the paper would be this Wednesday of next week.
They don't print the East Texas Banner anymore, so it's next day.
I'm asking him, he owns it.
Yeah, so specific to.
We didn't advertise with them, we advertised with Belmont Banner.
Well, why don't you advertise with with the
They don't
closest?
print.
Because when Brian took it over, they were in, their printing press local to get, and they have business to shut down other papers. They were like.
Has it actually stopped printing those? It said it in September, so I didn't know.
Now, the printing press itself was finishing up projects by the end of September, but the East Texas Banner stopped printing on the 31st of August, whatever that last issue was.
The only newspaper we can use is Beaumont Enterprise.
Which Bond Enterprise owns Jackson County. All of that.
Okay.
Did I answer your question? I don't know that I did.
Well, I just, are we okay? Are we okay as a court to vote to accept the proposed tax rate of 0.709575
If
today?
the proposed rate is what's needed to fund the proposed budget that is out there, then that's what the court should do. The proposed rate for what is the proposed budget, even though we all know that's not going to be the final budget. So that's likely not going to be the final rate. At this point in time, it is the proposed rate. of the proposed budget.
Yeah, so the way I look at the numbers, the proposed budget or the proposed tax rate does support this budget and leaves $595 at the end of it. So,
Well, it should be more by the time we do have the final approved budget.
and you're
So
saying,
we have to set the budget and then set the tax rate. That's the last thing we do.
but you're saying it's going to be more left over at the end of the budget? And that's,
There should be, yes, there should be more left over.
and that's going to be because we cut items out of the budget? Because there's not going to be any more money coming in.
No, it should be some items, a few items cut out.
I got a question, Ms. Courtney. We vote for the proposed rate. Can we raise it or lower it
Yes. So when
to
you,
really set it?
on September 26th, when the court adopts the final budget, after that, the next step is adopting the tax rate so that you can fund what budget's already been adopted. And so that may fluctuate depending on the budget that's adopted.
But legally, we can lower it or raise it.
Yes, as long as you don't go past the voter approval rate.
Oh, yes, we're not gonna go that far.
Not set up here.
Well, based on our county attorney's opinion, I'm going to make the motion that we set the proposed tax rate at a no new revenue tax rate of 0.709575.
I second that.
I second the motion.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Powell, seconded by Commissioner White. All in favor? Against? All right, now I'm gonna move item number 4 toward the end so we can work on that. Item number 5 is approved 2023 certified mileage for TxDOT County Road Inventory. And we've got Mr. Powell, your roads, we need to accept those and
Yeah.
certify them.
Yeah, I'd like to go ahead and just publicly thank Commissioner Palmby's office, Morgan Stringfellow, helping us getting, I've got a new assistant. This was new to my office. And she helped us get our mileage in and updated. So thank you, Ms. Stringfellow, for that. But I'm good to go on it.
Okay, you have a total of 566. I don't know, is this for the total county or is this? All right, total county has 566.16 miles of county roads. And this is a change of, we added 6.16 miles. So we want to certify the total at 566.16 for the TxDOT inventory.
You made that motion? No, I did not. I just said I'm good to go. I'll make the motion to approve the mileage as written, 560.
All right, motion is made by Commissioner Powell. Second by Commissioner Fomby. All in favor? All against? All right. Item number 6, discussing if appropriate approve final 2022 audit for fiscal year 2021 from Charles Reed and Associates.
Okay, I'll on August the 21st, Northern Portillo, the Charles Reed Association presented to the user score, the 2021 financial audit. There was some questions about maybe having to change it due to the TDM invoices. We went back and consulted with Charles Reed, and Charles told him that we didn't change it. So I'm asking the board to approve this financial statement so that we can get it on the website.
I make the motion that we accept the 2021 financial report, Charles E. Reed.
Motion is made by Commissioner White, second by Commissioner Benson. All in favor? All against? All right.
And, so just for us, my attention at the agenda says 2022.
I know.
2021 financial, or is that going to, can we change that? I need legal.
Yeah, that's going.
Is it need to be read? I didn't touch it either, but I would say that if you need to go ahead and do this, the intentions are there. I think the public, it's about what the public has noticed of, and so that notices that it, I'm thinking out loud, but
Remove it.
Yeah. Presentation.
President,
One.
Yeah.
That presentation for 21, is that 21?
Yes. And the motion was for
21.
21.
Okay, so here's my opinion. Okay, I think that we should wait and do it next time. Because if there's a member of the public that thought, because the 22 is also outstanding, I think the public could have been here under the premise that we were going to handle the 22 as was today, but you went to 21. So my opinion is that we should wait and do it next time.
Okay.
Not table it, just take no action.
We'll take no action on item number 6. Item number 7, authorize to advertise request for proposals for independent auditor for Newton County for fiscal year 2022. So we need to go out for bids to get the 2022 audit complete. So we need to motion to go out for proposals for an auditor.
Jerry, did you find anything about that?
Or do we want to use the same one we've been
I
using?
think Sherry brought it to my attention this morning that I think Judge Weeks had already set him up for 2022 also, along with when he was working on 2021.
So we need to find that.
We need to find that.
I found the engagement letter for 2021, but I didn't find anything for 2022.
I think there's probably one out there somewhere.
Okay, I wasn't aware of it. Okay.
Got to find that.
So
No action.
we'll take no action on that one too. All right, item number 8, accept $2,500 donation for Global to Newton County.
In the documents report, it has an engagement. That's what it says, my understanding of the services were to provide for the year ended December 31st, 2022.
So is that the engagement letter that they just sent to the judge's office or that?
This is dated August 23rd and 23.
Okay, he just,
She said there's an engagement letter before God.
no, he sent an engagement letter to do it, but nobody signed it.
So she doesn't put it. I think there was a question about whether or not, I mean,
Yeah.
not consent. and
But I'm saying that we need to go back and just confirm, because normally at a certain time of the year, Reed Associates engagement letter out to the county and make sure it's
anyway, we got January 2022, those gonna sign it. And then we go back out for bids and we're already at their contract with the league association. So that was my, I was told them to be able to, we are waiting on him to call back to make sure that we did not sign nothing in 2022 before we, they went out for bids. So I know he said a new one in August, but I just didn't want to confirm we did send one.
So should you be the one calling the independent auditor about that? I mean, really, the independent auditor's auditing our auditor in our county. So it really should be handled by the judge's office, not the auditor, who the independent auditor audit.
Let's just move on. Let's not take no action.
Yeah, let's take no action on that one. But if we don't have a letter approved, I would like to go with a different auditing firm. Okay, item number 8 was to accept $2,500 donation from Venture Global to Newton County, and that's Mr. Powell.
Yeah, what this is, Judge, this is, the representative from Venture Global called and wanted to know if we need anything, in regards to the fires and the different things. And, they've offered this $2,500 donation to Newton County. And I'd like to make a motion that we accept the $2,500 donation from Venture Global.
All right,
Second?
got a motion from Commissioner Powell, second by Commissioner Fumby, all in approval? All right. All against? All right, item number 9 is approved dividing the donation from Venture Global Pipeline to Newton County between the Balmer Volunteer Fire Department and the Devil's Pocket Volunteer Fire Department. This will be an equal division of $1,250 each to the 2 volunteer fire departments.
So Venture Global asked that we reach out to those folks that in the south end of the county, and we extended this further north just to share it equally. The Devil's Pocket Fire Department said they needed some brush hose that come up to around $1,260 some odd dollars. And I think the Balmer Fire Department needed some land gear. And so we're asking that we just split this between the 2 departments. Make the motion that we do that as well.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Powell.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Fumby, all in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 10 is approve the employee of contract services of one Barbara Slay, CPA, to assist the Newton County Auditor for the 2022 year-end audit and 2023 financial records.
So Judge, what happened with this, again, being a new commissioner, when our outside auditor come in some weeks back and went over the audit, the next day I followed up and just asked a lot more questions, bless his heart. And in that conversation, he was very complimentary of this Miss Barber and very complimentary of us using an outside CPA. And he went on to say that is becoming not only a common practice in small counties, but almost an expectation, because he said it, well, anyway, I won't quote him, but therefore I'm making the recommendation that we continue this practice that I think Judge Weeks in this case previously set in place.
Okay.
I know there's some expense there, but I think it's the small price to pay.
Who was that? The audit, outside auditor, Milton Bertolo.
Milton, did?
Yeah.
Okay. So what if we don't use Milton?
Yeah, and then
We could still use her to help compile the information.
yeah, she's nowhere connected to Milton. This is just, he was telling me personally that she was very professional, very accurate in her information, and he recommended that we use her. That's why I put it on there. Totally up to the courts.
So we need to hire her for another year, or what's the time frame?
So the action item is to employ her to assist the auditor with the 2022 year-end audit that will be coming up and the 23 financial, so that will be this year. And whatever that bleeds over into first quarter of next year. There's more, you got any comments on this?
So do it, how long does it normally take? I mean, is that, that's just for the,
We start paying all of them. There's outside auditors and independent auditors. So basically, they just can't get, if they need information, they basically, that's what you want to her. We get information from her, so that he can keep his independence.
So I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, Judge Weeks put $25,000 in for this support. And if you look at the budget this year, Ms. Moore has reorganized her, did a staffing change, and she actually has $29,000 plus for support. And I'm not saying we're going to use that, but I'm just saying that, you know, we spent we allocated 25,000, or you all allocated 25,000 for it last year. I think that's a good number to go with this year. Just
that's what I was wondering, if it was a year salary or if it was.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's the same one you used last year, right?
I put it on there. You make the motion. Make the motion. I put it on there.
I make the motion that we hire Barbara for the 22 year ending audit and 23 financial reports.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Fomby.
I second the motion.
Second is made by Commissioner Powell. All in favor?
Uh,
All against? All right. Item number 11. Take action on any or all TDM requests for reimbursements from Newton County relating to past grant programs.
Judge, what this is this is just an effort. I just want to get it on the agenda and get it back in front of the commissioners and kind of get a status update. I've been asked by some people and don't really have any information to share. And I was wondering if we could talk about it today, just kind of get us an update, who's working on it, what does it look like, those sort of.
Okay, now, I did talk to representatives from TDM and discuss, toward the end of September, paying the $227,877.26 receivable, which it's us paying, they're receiving it to them, toward the end of September, back, after we went through, see how much cash the county had. Now, I have been working with them on a payment plan for the $806,000, $991.12 receivable that we have to pay. So, and I was bringing this to court, but I would like to see us pay well, I don't want to see it, but, we'll pay the $227,000 and then work out a payment plan on the following $806,000 with TDM.
So I saw some guests here today. Do we have anybody working on this? I know you met with Ted Cruz and you've talked with other people. Is it okay for us to talk about who might be helping with this at a higher level or?
Miss Laney Brown's helping us with. So with Congressman's office. So matter of fact, we've got a meeting set up. Well, she just texted me about it with TDM on it.
So just for the general public, So Congressman Babin's office is helping Newton County better understand these invoices. I think receivables throws everybody for a flip. So Congressman Babin's office, can you come, you want to speak to this? Hate to put you on the spot, but I know it don't bother you at all.
Yeah, I didn't intend to put.
So that's great.
It's not.
So we're gonna ask questions.
I just want answers.
Okay, so is that all right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have been in communications with the judge about this as soon as it was brought to our attention. I've spoken with Blair Walsh, who is our point of contact at Tatum. She does government affairs for them. They're very receptive to working with Newton County and working with our office in trying to come to some type of resolution. I did have 3 asks from them. I've done this for 9 years, done this a long time, so I know that on some level that this is going to have to be paid back. There's just no way around it. But I think there's a couple of things that I found that I think will be to the benefit of Newton County. First of all is the payment plan. The second question that I had was, will this prevent, if monies are owed to Tatum, ultimately to FEMA, because that's what it's going to go back to. If those monies are owed, that prevent Newton County from getting assistance in the event that there is a disaster. Similar to if you, let's say you owe $10,000 and you have a $20,000 debris pickup bill, so they're going to take $10,000 off the $10,000 that you owe. And the answer, from my understanding right now, is to know that will not happen. And the third is that 2 of the properties, the larger pieces of properties, the Stafford Act is not attached to those properties on the deeds. And so, which typically in a buyout, the Stafford Act is attached. And for those of you that are not familiar with that, the Stafford Act means that a buyout property cannot be sold and it cannot be used for anything other than recreational purposes. And no permanent structures can be built on it. And I hate to use the word liability, but basically it becomes a liability because you have to maintain it, upkeep it, mow, things like that. But the 2 large properties, the Stafford Act was not attached to those 2 properties. So then my question was, is it possible that the county can sell those, which by the sale of those properties, then that could be used to offset with the monies that are owed to Tatum and then FEMA as well. She did get back with me last Friday, and Blair, she didn't tell me she was going on vacation when I sent her my written request on August 21st. I had spoken to her the day before, and I had to speak to the judge who else was going to be present at the meeting. I had a bunch of information I had to do that. But she did make it back, and we had all the wildfires, and so Tatum was focused on that. But she did get back with me. I followed up with her last Wednesday, said, hey, what's going on with this? She got with me Friday. And they're getting everything together with Tatum. They're trying to decide who's going to come down for the meeting. Can they do it on the local people here, like the district coordinators? Do they need to bring people down from Austin? And I don't know if the folks from Austin are going to come in. I don't have that. I don't have that information yet. And then I know they're working with the county. I was seeing your office judge on a time that was good for you. I did speak with Senator Nichols' office as well, and they will be in for their next meeting.
Is one of the properties not included in the Stafford Act, the Bryce property?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
The 2 properties that do not have the Stafford Act are the Thompson property and the Bryce property.
And I guess just since everybody's interested in this, the Bryce property has a potential to generate some revenue for the county from a timber aspect and then just from a land property aspect as well. So
The Bryce property is 107 acres. It borders Cow Creek and the Sabine River.
So Lanny, I got a question. So when do we bring the grant administrator, this grant into this picture? That failed us, that failed our county?
That's not a question for me to answer.
Well, I wish someone would get it, because I've been asking it. When does he become liable for the debt that has been opposed on this county? I know, but hopefully we can
unless there's something in the contract.
I mean, where does he become liable for this? I'm not saying that the county is not, that didn't fail somewhere. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is we hired a grant administrator to do all these programs for our county. And then this is a perfect example of just walking away from it and leaving us holding the bag. And it started with Judge Price. That grant started in his office. So that's how long it's been going on.
So, and just to add to the frustration, I feel the same way with TDM. TDM sends this letter and they put in it, the recoupment of funds request is not a FEMA determination and therefore not an appealable action. No, TDM is, they're joining at the hip with us on managing these buyouts and all of these processes. And then they go, oh, well, you missed this piece of paper, you got to pay it back. Somewheres along the lines, the state of Texas and the Department of Emergency Management needs to step up to the plate and say, hey, we didn't have any skin in the game. We failed though, but you pay it back, you know?
I do know that at one time that the offer was made, and I want to say it was during the 15 and 16 floods, and don't hold me to that, I'd have to go way back into notes and look. But it was offered for, TDM offered to come in and offer oversight and kind of manage all that, and that the county used that.
Well, and also too, along to add to it, since you're going to be in that meeting, apparently we're not invited to it, so I would like someone to voice, I voice my opinion.
That's not
To
correct.
Yes, we
Okay,
gotta get the meeting set before we.
okay, well, maybe I jumped the gun. Okay. I apologize. But we have been dealing, this has been a heavy load on this county. And we've been asking and asking. I have talked to everyone that I know. Okay. When are they gonna, we would have made this deadline with ease. We had a transfer of power that didn't go very well at all to this county, and we're still trying to get through some of those struggles. But when is TDM gonna say, I shut the whole county, well, not the county, but the whole world down for 2 years? When are we gonna say that?
When you have the meeting with them, so I don't have the answers.
Well, I know you don't, but you talk to them all the time, and I've asked them the same question. We could have been through with these projects way before the deadline was ever here. But y'all shut us down. Y'all sent us home for 2 solid years.
And I think that's a good argument. I think that's a really good one.
Well, I had that argument with them. It
I
went,
think when you
it
have
went
the meeting,
zero.
that's going to be a good argument.
It went nowhere.
And I think the
And I understand the county's already, I mean, are all the properties demoed now, or most of them? Or
They will be by
It's
the end of the
2
week.
weeks. Yeah,
By the end of the month.
the asbestos, we had to wait on the asbestos abatement. And then once the asbestos is abated, you know, they're back to work.
I think that'll work to your favor. It shows good faith. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think just for the general public, you know, as far as the failure to meet the contract obligations, that was during the height of COVID, because that was actually, that contract obligation was actually in the first quarter of 2021.
Yes.
Not at the transfer of power. That was kind of cleaning it up, but actually we had to have those homes demoed. I think one of these by the first, maybe February of 21 and the other by May of, 2 others by May of 21. So it's far back right in the middle of that COVID event. So I think that does bring different discussion.
And from what we're being told too, all of our TDM reps are being moved. But we're losing them. So we're losing the relationship that we've had now since pretty much for a long time for me. And now we're getting all new people. It seems like that's a trend also with them.
I'm excited about that. But thank you for answering my question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Sorry to put you on the spot.
I'm not, because you don't mind it a bit. You're good at it. It's what you do.
You didn't know nothing else.
But like I said, what I'd like to, you know, we're gonna have to pay it back.
I don't know, Judge. I'm optimistic. There you go. Let's meet.
But we got the $227,000 payment in, let me see the date on there. Get the exact date, but, you know, they told us we had it's $22,000 $877.26. So, we received that on May the 26th. So, in good faith effort, I think the county needs to go ahead and pay that one.
Is there any way to fast track this meeting before we mail that check?
But this payment is for 2011, basically Hurricane Ike.
Well, we need to be able to say that the project is complete when we have that meeting. But that's always, you
Yes.
know,
What do y'all want?
we still hadn't did it. How can we ask for?
But y'all realize what he just said, right? We ain't lost y'all anywhere, have you? It's very important for y'all to know, especially you business people, to know what Ronnie just said. 2011. Do you realize how many hands that has went through since 2011? Well, let me break it down for you. Truman, Ronnie Boyette, Rosemary, Paul Price, Kenneth Weeks, Ronnie Cochran. That's how many hands has touched this. And everybody's pointing the finger at us that we dropped the ball. And it did fall in our lap. Because we're the ones sitting up here.
We'll say you're not the first county that we had to come in and assist for things back as far as Mike and Rita.
Yeah.
It happens, they come in and they do these big audits and.
Yeah, but it's been misrepresented out there in the public's eyes that this court has failed. Okay? Now we're all in it. Now we're all in it again. Got a whole nother judge. So it's went through with lots of hands with no, and I'm like Bubba, with no, normally they guide you. If you see where you're lacking a little bit, they step in. Where have they been?
Send it receivable.
Where have they been? And where have they been since 2011? And who even knows anything about it? Okay. I'll quit preaching.
All right. Well, Leonard, Mr. Commissioner Sproul, this is your agenda item. Do you want to just pass over?
Exactly what I wanted to happen. I appreciate you entertaining this, Judge. I appreciate Ms. Brown being here to represent Congressman Babin's office, and I'm excited about meeting with TDM and potentially reaching.
Yes. And once we get the meeting finalized, I intend to include all the commissioners, so we're all in it together.
Thank you, Judge.
And in my update. And I did include travel delays and one of the things that four things we were talking about. Because of delays.
All right. So item number 13 is to, item number 12. I was fixing to read 12, but I said 13. Authorize the county judge's office to initiate the procurement of services for a grant administration planning company for the preparation and submission of a grant application to the U.S. Forest Service for Community Wildfire Defense Grant Program through the U.S. Department of Agriculture for a Community Wildfire Protection Plan. And basically, there's grants for the Forest Service for wildfire protection. And we've seen the need in the last couple of months with the wildfires. There's the grants are to be used for fire departments. We could stage water tanks throughout the county to be able to, for fire trucks to be able to fill up. We could buy equipment to, basically make a defensive zone around, say the town of Duville, where we cut, a maintainable fire lane around Burkeville, Duville, city of Newton. It's just, there's equipment that can be purchased. There's equipment that can be used for the fire departments. Basically, I'd like to see some tanks where the fire trucks can fill up, like I know Trout Creek, I'm not sure about Toledo Bend, but, Trout Creek, when they've got a 10,000 gallon water tank and a basic water well pump on it, when they empty their tank out on a house fire, it takes 3 days to fill it up. So if you have a big house fire, you need a pretty substantial water well. We got to get the wildfire protection plan before we go out for the grants.
So this item 12 is actually, you're asking the court for approval to use someone to request this grant?
Yes, to go out for procurement to, basically, we have to get the wildfire defense, we have to have a community wildfire protection plan before we can go out for the grant.
So are you asking in 12 for approval to hire someone to develop that plan?
Yes.
So you're asking to initiate a procurement of services for a grant administrator?
Yes.
I make the motion that we initiate the procurement of services for a grant administrator to get $10 million worth.
Okay, now this is
For the plan,
yeah, this is for the plan, and we can get up to 250,000
for the
for the
plan.
plan.
So we're gonna get, so there's a grant out there that will give us $250,000 to pay somebody to write a plan.
Yes.
And then the other grant is you take this plan and request $10 million worth of equipment
Yes.
to implement the plan.
Yes, and that's item number 13.
So I'm gonna make the motion to initiate the procurement process to establish a plan for this grant.
Okay, motion's made by Commissioner Powell,
Second.
second by Commissioner Benson. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 13 is authorize the county judge's office to initiate the procurement of services for a grant administration company for the preparation and submission of a grant application to the U.S. Forest Service for the Community Wildfire Defense Grant Program to the U.S. Department of Agriculture for a community wildfire implementation project. And that just goes off of, so once the community wildfire protection plan, that we can apply up to 10 million to implement.
And Judge, these are both, the 250,000 and the 10 million is zero match.
Zero max.
we seized over, I'm not gonna give a total amount, but we seized millions of dollars, okay, in cash money, all right? I had to spend $800, just $800 to get that done. Well, if I come to, not saying it, but if I come to Ms. Ginger and say, hey, I need $800 cash, can't tell you why, it's investigative purposes. One of her jobs at a local government code 113 is, if she doesn't believe that it's appropriate use or how you want to work it, use of the taxpayer dollar, which I mean, if I just come up and say, hey, I need $800, I mean, you know, she's well within her right mind to be like, that doesn't really sound right to me. Well, she's not law. She doesn't know what I have going on. She doesn't realize, you know, well, this is investigative reasons, blah, 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 which of course I would, you know, write down and, you know, that. But she could totally deny it. And this was made in place, put in place, so that we didn't have to worry about that part of the job, basically. But like I said, DM 0247 is the Attorney General opinion. It's in plain language.
And I think I sent that, y'all should have an attachment about that law that he's talking about. I emailed that.
Code of Criminal Procedure 59.
Y'all should have got a copy of that.
On your iPads.
I just need approval to do this.
Let's just move on. I'll make that motion.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Froman,
A second.
second by Commissioner Benson, all in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Commissioner White.
I'm sorry, Commissioner White. All against? All right. Hey, I just call y'all the other end.
There you go.
Let's go find it.
Hey, Eddie. Did you wash your face this morning?
All right. Item number 15. Consider and approve award, execute, receive, and file contract for historic restoration of Newton County Courthouse with NNT Construction Incorporation for a total contract amount of $940,000.00. This project is funded by the Texas Historical Commission. I'm not sure about that Roman numeral, but Texas Historic Courthouse Preservation Program Emergency Grant in the amount of $1,100,000.00. All remaining funds shall be extended for change orders up to $160,000.00 to be approved and executed by Judge Ronald Cochran pursuant to Chapter 262, Texas Local Government Code and the County Purchasing Act and 2 CFR Sections 200-318-326. And that's approving the contract, and I got Mr. LaBeach here to talk about it.
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners, we received 3 bids on this project. The low bid was $900,000, the high bid $160,000. The contractor, NNT Construction, is out of Beaumont, Texas. They work on the Powell County Courthouse and Jefferson County Courthouse. They have experience in doing historic preservation time period. Courthouse here that we're talking about. We were lucky enough in the NNT bid that Mr. Minton out of Jasper, I think he works around here, so you have a local electrician that was low on the electric department contract. So I always like to see some local participation of subcontractors and general contractors. The because of the base bids, which I just gave you, where they were, we took alternate bids on changing the lighting in this courtroom. Changing it to LED lighting, it's quite a hassle for maintenance to get the ladders and lifts to pull the light bulbs out of these. They need to be changed, so changing those to LED type light fixtures. And it'll give more light in this room. As you notice right now, it's kind of low, but it's probably period correct. It's about the amount of light you had in the courthouse when it was originally built. But there are times that we need to boost the light level in here. I, for one, get up older and we look more light to be able to see paperwork and those types of things. So we're able to do that on all along with the base bid. Still coming below the grant amount that they've set for you. You've already made your match, so it's not requiring any money out of the county coffers. Your match was made when you did the work on the roofs here in the courthouse. So in conjunction with that, we're asking that the court also allow Judge Cochran to authorize change orders as we find things or as he deems there are other things in the courthouse that need to be corrected up to the amount of the grant is $1,000. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have on the work that we're doing. Contractor was here earlier. He's walking around here today.
So basically, the bid and the amount of the grant is $160,000 difference. So if they come across any work that exceeds, what their actual costs, instead of coming back to court every time to ask for, another $10,000, $12,000 to say fix the windows or fix something, asking for approval for me to approve up to the $160,000. Go ahead, Paul.
Since NT Construction has been doing the construction work, it will kind of symbolize. That's our office. My office, the architecture group, will be here on a weekly basis.
And then, as with the roof, the historical commission will be sending somebody out, usually on a bi-weekly basis, taking pictures, making sure everything's done up to their specifications.
In the past, we had an issue Yes. So our supervision involves superintendent of construction. Myself, I'll be serving judge bi-weekly reports with photographs of what's going on. And James Martin, who is Texas Historical Commission reviewer assigned to this project, is here once a month. So it's not just then, but when we get submittals from the contractor, there are certain submittals that have to go to Austin for his approval before we approve the products or the systems. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Mr. Woods.
I'll make that motion.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Benson,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner White. All in favor? Against? All right, item number 16, selection of recommendations on requests for bids for all types of road materials, culverts, bridge materials, crack fuel oil, and hauling for road and bridge. Says ID number 07082023. That's Sherry.
Okay, we went out for bids for our annual road and bridge materials and the annual fuel. We received 2 bids for fuel, which is Suncoast Resources and Bill Dover. We received 4 for the road and bridge material bid, APAC Supply, Atoya Raw, Texas Material, that was in there. My recommendation to the board is to accept all of these bids are good through August of 2024, and we'll go back out for bids. Something we do every year.
Make that motion.
Motion is made by Commissioner Fomby,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner White. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 17 is enter contract agreement with Tyler County Title, doing business as patron title for title work, land survey, and closing services related to the GLO CDD-DR contract number 20-066-015, C108. And basically, they went out for procurement on the title work, and the one that was chosen has decided not to pursue a contract with the county. So after meeting with the GLO and Mark and Crystal, it was, the GLO said that we could go with the second one in line, which is patron title. So, and that's, we're going to procure a contract with them.
I'll make that motion.
Motion is made by Commissioner White. Second. Second by Commissioner Benson. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right. Item number 18 is approve amendment number 6 to GLO contract number 18-535-00 B279, reflecting the termination date of May 34th, 2024. And that's when we've got the extension on the road projects till May the 31st. So we need to approve that.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Fomby,
Second.
second by Commissioner White. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 19. This is the, for the district attorney's office for the victims assistance grant. So need to approve the contract for that one.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Benson,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner White. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 20. Enter advanced funding agreement for bridge replacement or rehabilitation projects where the LG match contribution is waived off the state system, with the state of Texas acting through the Texas Department of Transportation. This is a bridge project on County Road 4095 in Precinct 1. The bridge is weight restricted. The school buses can't go across it. It's caused a problem for the kids. So the state waived their, the county's, basically the state's paying for the whole bridge. So need a motion to,
I'll make that motion.
Second.
all right, motion is made by Commissioner Fomby, second by Commissioner White. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right. Number 21 is selection of the request for bids for debris monitoring services for Newton County. All right, we sent out a proposal to, for bids. We've got one bid in. And it was from Crowder Gulf. We only got one bid, so we didn't have a bid selection committee. And it hadn't even been opened.
There's a pool tab right there, good, by your phones.
Lemon Farm. This was taped up.
The security opening it up.
It's not like opening a Christmas present. Anybody got a pocket knife? I really do. It's got some tape on it.
Good.
Thank you.
That looks expensive to go.
We may need a pocket knife again. No. And for you, pass it on down. There's a couple more copies here.
I guess along the line, Mr. Green, we talked about setting up some local folks. We can get those folks identified and. I'm working on that right now. I had a couple of weeks for how to word it.
The county has used, I see where y'all may be from. An irrevocable offer in response to the RFP. So I'm looking for a. So basically, this is we're currently using Widow Bryan, and they didn't submit a proposal.
Is Widow Brown local?
Out of Beaumont.
Got 'em.
They didn't submit a proposal.
No,
Wonder if they missed it.
we sent it to 4. We sent the proposal to Crowder Gulf, Widow Bryan.
Oh, you actually sent it to Widow Brown?
Yes. Yeah, I think we do need to go out for, we'll take no action on this and go out for more proposals.
Closer than in Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have an event, you want somebody who can respond pretty quickly. I think I can.
Yeah, they have a Texas office in Austin, but
Austin.
all right, so we'll just take no action on this and repost for bids.
Yep.
All right, item number 22. is selection of requests for bids for construction remodeling of criminal district attorney building and take any appropriate action. So we have another bid on this one. So hopefully I can open this and look at it easier.
To bid, next item here.
All right, this is for the district attorney's building, and it's from Elite Asset Services. It says, thank you for the opportunity to submit a proposal to rebuild the Newton County District Attorney's Office. This proposal includes all labor, general conditions, workman's comp, general liability, I can't even talk today. Liability insurance to perform the itemized scope of work outlined in the following pages. Project total is $188,097.50 and a mobilization of $47,024.38. And it's got its scope of work.
Square foot per building.
Yeah.
How big is that building, Courtney? Do you know? 30, please pass. 32. 36 by 77? I don't understand. $68 a square foot.
68.
It's the only bid you got, Judge?
Yes, and this is a total, turnkey building. It's got cabinets.
That packet that the auditor gave us a month ago, it said in that packet, she had allocated for that building $100,000.
Yes.
This is 88,000 more than that.
Yes.
And in that package, she also had us paying back the $806,000 state and still finishing year positive. Or paying back the 1 million. So to me, $188,000, it's a lot of money to any of us, but it's not a lot of money to turnkey that building and walk away from it. Unless we got some fancy way of doing it ourselves, and I don't have the manpower to do it. They built it at 88,000. Listen. Commissioner Fomby says he can do it for less than that.
Contract. Sub it out.
I can't, I'm too far removed.
Well, it's up to the court to decide.
At $67 a square foot. I mean, doing it yourself, you might get that down to 40, which is a significant savings, but still.
And we get what we want.
Well, this is what we,
I understand. I mean, but there'll be some changes in that. There always is.
Half of it's gonna be the contractor's cost. That's what we put out.
the contractor costs you talking about? I just don't have any staffing to put at it. So that's my deal. I got 4 guys and half of them weren't there. So I got 2. We know how you feel.
Dollar thinks that's funny. Our secretary will be sick tomorrow now.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Ginger, I'd put the auditor on a grade out.
I mean, when you laugh, something happens to you.
Make the motion.
Make a motion to table it if you think it's good.
Courtney, you're,
I mean, I put together a wish list and a request for what I'd like to see in the office, but I don't know enough about construction. And I just trust that, you know, the 5 of y'all will make it happen, whatever is the best way for the county, in the best interest of the county. If you can save some money by doing it yourselves and you know, the court oversee the project. Maybe designate a couple of y'all to look after it. But I have no opinion on which way you should go. I just know that you should do what's best for the county. If they can, if the county has the ability to do the work and the manpower, I know you've got the skill, and it'll save some money. Seems to make sense, but I completely understand you're not taking that manpower away from what you're doing, but it's got to be done before the end of the year.
Yes.
Historically, the fall time has been a slower time of year for the commissioners. I know they can't mow or anything, so there's.
They just out of money.
Yeah,
That's what it is. Seriously.
Well, I do know the guy from Elite Asset Services is here. If you want to explain talk about it.
I know.
What explanation do you need?
Sir?
When can you start and how, I know it says 90 days.
It's a 90-day completion.
Okay, so when are you gonna start?
Because I get a notice.
Okay, so you're ready.
All local labor. I do have a company that's national. I have business all really. So well skilled for this project. I know some little details that we can work out with the attorney and others in the group. So, I mean, the scope of work is well defined, but there's little things that happen in elected paint colors, different things like that. It really shouldn't take long to put all that.
Oh, wait a minute. So I see a mobilization cost. Is that outside of the 188?
Yes. No, that's included in the money.
Okay, I just
You look
want,
at the G702 and 703, it defines each line item cost. What each line item costs.
okay. So let's make it simple. The total project cost is $188,097.
Right.
There's no hidden cost anywhere. AC units included. I mean, we go everything. So
Except for the internet, or bringing in the fiber lines in the building. That does include that.
right. So what is that per square foot? Do you know, in case my math is off here?
I think it's around $67, $68.
That's what I. And how much of that 67 is labor?
It's defined in 702 and 703.
What page would that be?
The 6 or 7.
Okay, the mobilization is, that's what you want to get started.
Correct.
And you bidded that off of the diagram that we kind of prepared,
Plus the site visit 3 different times looking around. And
but you have looked at the drawings?
It's based on the drawing.
Okay.
He's got it included on
Okay.
here.
Morgan came up with,
Changes that have to be made.
Okay.
She kind of laid out the.
No,
So what,
I draw it. We draw it. We draw it. Look at this. Say a lot.
Say 400,000.
We say 400,000. I know, what do you think you do?
The, 30.
$30 a foot? $30. $30.
I think so. I ain't gonna argue with you.
No,
No, I'm just let them do it.
no, I mean, you get $30.
Oh, she says we got the funds, correct? Do not.
That pamphlet she give, you weren't here. Did she give us a pamphlet? She had $100,000 in that for that building.
Okay.
And then with all the other stuff, but that was all a TDM now. That was $1.1 million on TDM. But how much do you have, Courtney? How much do you
And
have?
how much you got, Courtney? So we got 140. We got 150. Mr. White, do you want to do this?
Any other month?
Yes, we got some. Yes.
Well,
Or you want to be involved in it? And you already know we saved 400 on yours.
yeah, we could.
Save on those.
I don't, and I'm not trying to be, I just want y'all to know, I just don't too far.
Well, we understand that.
We understand.
I had money.
It does worry me, Courtney, about us doing it the 90 day. It does worry me a little bit about that.
He'll do it 90 days and keep the road.
Where is the courthouse guy? When is he gonna start?
well then,
Already
once we got approval, he's
He left.
ready to start.
He left, he went to work.
Good for him.
I mean, he said he said his guy was walking around, looked like he got his checkbook and left.
Okay.
You know, I had to, they're gonna be working here pretty quick. I had to make sure they were completely off the courthouse grounds on the 18th for the homecoming.
So we will have spent $388,000 on that building when we're done. Right, we spent $100,000 buying it.
Interact.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
I mean, it's a 3,500 foot building, it's gonna be brand new. I mean, you build a house, you're gonna pay $170 a square foot right now.
Huh?
Always like a challenge.
They talk, huh?
Always like a challenge.
Hey? I mean. Is he gonna get that, he gonna get those exterior walls? Don't leave it like it is.
Oh, we gotta, no, we gotta clean it.
So I'm saying.
Spray it.
For what you were talking about in your bid, doing the walls, heat rocking everything inside.
The entire envelope would be drywall, no suspended ceilings, insulated, that way we don't spray the roof of the building, we just spray the walls. Remove those layers and respray the walls, but not the ceiling. If we do the entire envelope with rating, rather than the ceiling, we can escape the charge of about $8,000 to foam ceiling over the roof.
Spray the foam. Right. You bet. You spend $8,000 the first year in heating and cooling.
So are you willing to work with us? And you'll start immediately, correct? We've already got one change order in it already, first thing. Spraying the roof. Well, I mean, we'll spray the roof.
Well, spray the roof's included in this, right?
No.
It's wall. I'm buying this car.
Okay.
Spraying the roof's included in this, right?
Spray half of it is included.
Got other than I do.
Well, this is my thoughts on it. I don't want to spend $188,000 and nobody else on this court does it, which we spent $100,000. We can spend $388,000, have a 3,000 square foot building that is the home of the district attorney for Newton County from now on. We're done. Then we can take all these satellite offices and start moving them back in here to where the judge can walk down the hall to the auditor's office and not have to get on the phone and call, and we don't have any disconnect. I'm of the opinion, spend the money, get it done, get them moved, and move on, get this county on down the road.
You don't use some of our local contractors?
All local. All local.
Got my bid, got my vote.
What about the preacher? What do you think?
We agreed to 101 to start with,
188.
188, so we're gonna be 100,000 past what we,
And Courtney's giving us 40, so we're gonna be 60 in tax dollars passed.
Well, she's got a little bit more coming in too.
Okay, 50.
Well, we got another 50 coming.
Jerry, can you come up 50,000 somewheres?
Sure, we got the other 50 coming in from the, it's here?
We're there. We're there.
It's basically the 50,000 from the Indian tribal. It's a different, it was coming in sometime this week, but she said it's here today.
So the only thing I'd like to say is, you know, I think being a new judge, you're drinking from a fire hose. You know that. You got a lot going on. We got $1 million. We got to figure out how to not pay back to TDM. I would say, I'd like to make the motion to do this, but appoint someone on the court to be a project rep or manager and oversee this construction so that you don't have to worry about it and that it's being done per the plan with input from the district attorney's office. When we get through, we can all ride by and be proud of what we got and say, we spent some
Money well spent.
Vicky volunteer. Volunteer needed. Project.
make a motion. Can I make a motion?
Motion.
Let's see which. I'm going to make a motion that we select Elite Asset Services to complete the construction / remodeling of district's attorney's building with the oversight of Commissioner 3, Tick Fomby.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Powell,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner White. All in favor? All against? All right.
I go get started.
Guess I'm your guy.
I was.
I say go get.
See, waiting on.
What are you waiting on, Ted?
What's exactly what I just said it. We need to go get two.
Who's
I'll
gonna
get out here about 1.
We ain't gonna get out here by 1.
All right. Item number 23, appoint David Ortolan to serve as fire commissioner for ESD number 5. And that's Devil's Pocket. ESD number 5.
Okay. I thought, I was thinking of one, but I make that motion to appoint Mr. Ortlon as,
Second.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Powell, second by Commissioner Fomby. All in favor? All against? All right. Item number 24 is approve updated joint resolution, establish an interjurisdictional emergency management program between the county of Newton and the city of Newton. Basically, we got the agreement. It's got, we need to change the signatures on it. It's still got Kenneth Weeks and Mark Bean on it, so we need to change it to my name and John Pollock. So
I'll make that motion.
motion made by Commissioner Fomby,
Second.
second by Commissioner
White.
White. I had to look, see who said that. All in favor? All against? All right, item number 25, retain Trailer and Associates to consult and complete closeouts for grants DR 4266 and DR 4223. Base
26.
4223. Basically, what we have is a bunch of smaller grants out there for county roads, and it's all 4 precincts. And we don't have the personnel or anybody that knows what happened to them. So I've asked Mark if we could retain him to complete the closeouts. Close them out to whether, we don't have them on the books and TDM's not asking for information that we don't know how to complete. So I need a motion to basically hire Mark Trailer to Trailer and Associates to complete and close them out for us.
What date is that? Rest of you know? Harvey?
Are these,
Laura?
Yeah, I think the number is not right. I mean, I'm all for doing it, but is that?
Okay.
number right?
4266 and 40.
Okay, and I got this number off the,
4266, and I think it's 4332. Let me make.
okay, I got this number off the,
Yeah, here they are,
they
right?
had sent me,
This is the numbers they sent.
what number is it?
Just an hour ago. More information.
That was-
DR 4332 and DR 4262, 66, and they've added DR 3572.
That was before me.
Okay.
They just added it.
Can we just take the numbers out and just make it generic? That way, if they keep adding to it, Judge, you can, can we just say something like retain Trailer and Associates to consult and complete closeout for grants with judge's office oversight or something of that nature?
Yes.
2015 forward, maybe?
So I'm gonna make the motion that we retain Trailer and Associates to consult, complete closeout for grants with counsel and guidance of Judge Cochran's office, or Newton County Judge's office.
Second.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Powell, second by Commissioner Fomby. All in favor? All against? All right. Item number 26, extend the Hurricane Laura disaster declaration until October 10th, 2023.
Make that motion.
Second.
All right, motion made by Commissioner White, second by Commissioner Benson. All in favor? All right. Item number 27, extend the COVID-19 disaster declaration until October 10th, 2023.
I make that motion.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Benson, second by Commissioner White. All in favor? All against? All right, item number 28, change the designation of all previously scheduled Commissioner Court dates for 2023 from special meetings to regular meetings. This is regarding only the dates that have already been scheduled to approve the payment of bill. And any other meetings that are called will still be considered special. And that's the meetings that we already have scheduled for special to go ahead and approve them to be regular meetings.
And that was at Courtney's, our county attorney's direction.
Yes.
And also let you know, the one to the 26th.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Also, 26th.
Man, we gotta go back.
Yeah, it's gonna be a special. I mean, regular.
It is?
I'll make that motion.
All right, motion is made by Commissioner White. Second by Commissioner Benson. All in favor? All against? All right. So,
Pay bills, go back and
Pay them bills. Yeah, the attorney got her office.
Yes, he got it.
She got it and left. County attorney got her office and left.
That's 2-1.
Up the bill.
Make 2-3.
yeah, I kind of scratched through this and did y'all have another bill?
Okay, so now this,
The legal notice, something that they. That's what we're doing.
Okay,
That's what was in the paper.
What was in the paper?
Yes, that's what was in the paper.
You put this in the paper already?
Okay.
it goes into the, they were waiting on approval.
Okay, so it's not in the paper yet.
It's not, once it's approved, it'll go in the paper tomorrow.
Okay, we ready for bills?
Yeah.
General fund, $108,133.89. District Attorney State Fund, $476.20. Road and Bridge General, $86.63. Commissioner Special Precinct 1. Commissioner Special Precinct 2, $8,177.20. Commissioner Special $43,780.09. Commissioner Special Precinct 4, $22,811.05. Dedicated Road Precinct 4, $2,929.84. Record First Mission, $395. Solid Waste Disposal, $252.91. Vicky County Library, $1,229.69. Historical Operating, $175. District Attorney Contraband, $2,127.46. Technology Fund, $290. Total all funds, $199,983.67.
You got, see where,
I make that motion, pay the bills.
motion made by Commissioner Fonda. Second by Commissioner Benson. All in favor? All against?
How far did we go past your little thing?
We're staying on, oh, yeah. Oh, do you have one? Yeah. Is that what we're gonna? Yeah.
All right, so we need to go back to
We gotta.
the proposed salary.
Day before they just tried to pay it back, correct?
Oh, yeah. That makes
And or not under engagement. You know, they have that Sanford Act.
Okay,
Should have that be able to, because we're having to pay back money for those properties. So we should be able to get that removed so we can sell that property. You know?
Great. Hey, Judge,
yes.
that attorney called me about them 3 acres. It is good to go.
It is good to go.
Not unless somebody said something from the court. I said, we ain't told nobody nothing. It's good to go. It's clear deed. You can sell it, do whatever. Where that church gave us that land in those days, 30 acres. Nice, but it's deteriorating. Judge, if you go in there.
Yes.
Down the rate and you come back.
Yes, we need to go back to item number 3.
So, take a break, go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Get money precinct.
yeah, we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back to the items we skipped over. And, we got number 3, number 2 and 3,
And forward.
and 4.
2, 3, 4.
Hey, we did, get word from Milton that he is not under any obligation.
Is it 5-minute break or lunch break?
Take about a 15-minute break. Milton said, no, we're not under any,
contract.
yeah.
Courtney. Hey,
You know, we can't get
tonight.
our paper for us to took it on. What the judge go? Oh, it's right there. But, yeah, he gonna get us done that quick. He must have a hell of a crew. You didn't know did you know him? No, sir. He's off of 40 zones, he said, our county road. Really? Yeah. That's what,
We don't hold his feet to the fire.
yeah.
And I told him about after in the house. I told him.
I told him.
I said, you need to go get your crew.
I told Courtney, I said, hey, with Tick overseeing this, it ain't gonna be half done.
I misspoke. I said 388, it's 288.
Yeah,
Saying
yeah,
388?
yeah, I was wondering when you
Well, I
got
thought you were
that.
counting the building. I mean, it is.
It is kind of building.
What's the 188?
That's right, that's right. I missed it.
Yeah. But that's still.
Goddamn, you're human.
Yeah.
Goddamn, he might be human, bro.
Oh,
Oh, you only knew. You only knew.
oh, we learn something every day.
So.
Might be human.
That was $68 square foot.
It is.
It's not bad.
Because
Yeah.
Rodney ain't up until next year.
Next year, so they went out for the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It's to be for
Debris pickup.
debris. Sorry,
And this is what in the money, they call
It's
it.
supposed to be pickup.
this
Yeah,
is
but-
supposed to be for debris pickup, not monitoring,
Yeah.
because we're under contract with
Where's it at?
Widow Grind until next
I bet
year.
you, I bet you
Then,
Nikki's got
then
some.
we go out for bids.
Hey, Bub, I bet Nikki's got some.
Yeah, let's do it. Ready? Call this court to order. Hear ye, hear ye.
Oh, I'm hungry.
I just ate a couple of peppermints. I'm good for another hour.
Busy.
They probably done out. They done out.
Yes. Good.
Bubba went to get some water.
Huh?
Hey, on this proposed salary, you can change it up to the time you adopt the budget.
Please tell Bubba that.
Yeah, as long as it's within the paper for the.
I don't want no raise, I don't want no phone.
Okay, and that, anything can be changed on that up until but somebody had a cell phone allowance.
We took all of ours away.
Yeah, all of it.
We took it all away.
Well, one of the commissioners had cell phone allowance. So when it was in the budget, it was in the.
It might have
budget.
been in that budget, but we didn't
It
get.
had to be, Thompson. He was the only one that had the truck.
Oh, it was cell phone allowance.
Oh, okay.
So,
We thought you did away with all.
well, because they were scrambling, trying to get all that stuff on the budget. They stayed till almost 12 o'clock the other night, getting everything. So,
This water. That's my question. I think that's why you got to advertise it.
it never fails. It never fails.
Trying to get that new guy that bought Jerry Brooks down from Pirate. Apparently when they ain't went down and put that line back up since the storm. It's down there now, we're looking at it.
I got a meeting with health department, TCQ.
For a while.
Two is set proposed 2024 salary for elected officials. Everybody's got the sheet. And this was paper and it come in today. But this is proposed salaries to meet the deadlines. It had to go in the paper today to meet the timeline. So this is proposed. It can be changed all the way up till we adopt the budget. So this is what went in the paper. It comes straight off the actual budget, proposed budget. So it can be changed up until, like I say, the actual adoption of the budget. Once it's adopted on the budget, it cannot be changed.
So it's already out there? It's already in the paper?
It showed, went in the paper today.
Vote on it.
But like I say, it could be changed all the way up till we adopt the budget.
So this read, State proposed 2024 salary for elected officials.
Yeah, and this legal notice said proposed, this is the proposed budget, salary increase.
That just keep us on the timeline, right?
Yes.
So we on track.
Yeah.
Because times probably went in at
But more than likely, you're gonna have a little funds left over in your budget, right, to make the correction, if need be.
Funds left over this year.
Yes.
Oh,
Right. Okay.
you spend it over there?
If you got a whole lot. Sheriff, you got that much left over? Yeah. All right, let's go.
All right,
When's the workshop? Can we agree on that date?
so we just wanted to, basically, that's what we had to make sure of is,
No, I want a budget workshop where we sit down and we say, we know, we go through it line by line, like none of the other commissioners got their, if you look at this is what I see, if you look at what was posted back over at the county clerk's office, the front sheet don't match the guts of the budget. Same thing last year. If you go pull 2023, the cover sheet for precinct 4 showed a completely completely different value, total number for funds than it did in the guts of that debt and the guts of the budget. So that thing has to be consistent from the cover sheet to the back sheet.
okay, now, like Sherry did your budget and the cover sheet, right? I'm just saying though, I'm not sure how it got
What I'm
on.
saying is, when you go look at your, if you look at you go to where they're
I told him, just go ahead and get it posted.
but if you look at it, it was like the cover, the sheets at the front did not match the values in the back. I'll give you precinct 4, for example. That's the one I'm thinking of. If you added up what precinct 4 commissioner had for himself, his secretaries, and his workers, it was $316,000. Not himself, I'm sorry. For his workers and secretary, it was $316,000 in that toward the front of the budget. But if you go around to the bottom of the budget, it was $198,000. So, I mean, it was totally different numbers. It needs to be consistent. So if I open it up, if I'm the general public, whatever it says, Commissioner for paying employees is the same there as it is page 98.
Yeah.
You know, we're not there. We're a long ways from being.
And, you know, budget wasn't right. We had to pull it off till 11:30 that night, learning how to do those pages and trying to figure them out. So they're gonna be wrong. Some of it's wrong, a lot of it's right. You know, we were just pulling the salaries off the actual budget. So it was a huge learning experience, you know, and it was Courtney, Rosemary, and Angel working on it, and myself. Of course, they did all the work. I was sitting there watching them. But it was, you know, and they said, well, these numbers aren't right. And I said, look, it's just proposed. We've got to get it posted tonight. So we got time to go back and fix.
Line a while, so we're gonna have another workshop starting Monday,
We can do that.
Tuesday.
So Mondays are not good. Or it's not around my office, let's just say that much.
I'm just saying, though, we're gonna have a workshop, we need to.
If we want to go over line item by line item, which I think we really need to do and set everything, we need to schedule another workshop.
After lunch.
Go in and try to correct it as much as you can.
Well, we can go in and take, we can make salaries in the front,
Yeah.
match.
I mean, I thought that's the reason we went to your office and sat down in your office.
Yeah, I went off the salary sheet,
Okay.
not this stuff.
Okay.
But we can sit down and go line item by line item, but
talking about going ahead and troubleshooting it
Yes.
and fixing what needs to be fixed before you bring us up here for 2 or 3 days. And then have to go back, probably gonna be changes anyway, but I mean, at least you'll have the majority of it. There's no reason why you shouldn't have ours right. Yeah.
Right, it's just, when they said, yeah, they did not have this that night, I didn't know they were working on it.
Yeah.
And so the salary was on.
How ours got messed up.
So we just had to go and fix the salaries and tweak everything else to match with that.
Well, I got the salary from the proposed budget.
Well,
No, they're not.
In there, because like all
Some of them just added
the,
together.
all the regular workers.
Yeah.
It's been
So we wasted our time going to her office and doing all that. We wasted our time going to her office and doing all that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about.
I mean, ours should have been right.
It's, you know, but it wasn't listed out as each individual employee, so it just had the total. So some of them we had to guess on what they made, you know, by the total number of,
Because you were doing it without Sherry being there.
yeah, it was like 11 o'clock at night.
Well, I think this whole discussion points to the fact that we need to, the 5 of us, the group of us, bigger group than 5 for sure, needs to sit down together and go line by line. If whatever work can be done outside of that, I mean, I know for my precinct that when I went over and sat down, I felt really good about when I walked out of that office that I know where I'm going to be in 2024. And so does this person I just.
Oh, yeah, I felt really good about it. You know, I thought, hey, everything was okay.
So if we can take what work was done over there, which is the meat of that budget, and then take those 13 sheets you talked about and make sure that those 13 sheets are an exact representation of what
Yes.
department head and elected officials said we.
Like I told them, you know, they had the total, like, say like Sheriff Department, 600 some thousand salary. You know, we didn't have each individual officer's, you know, so, but on the sheet, it's got everybody listed, you know, what they make. So, you know, some of it, you know, you had to divide the totals. You know, you just couldn't, we didn't have all the proper accurate numbers. We didn't have the accurate numbers that night.
Yeah.
But we had to put it out there to meet the posting deadline by 12 o'clock at night.
Well,
Like I told him, I said, hey, it's proposed, you know, we got time to change it.
back to getting it right. I mean, I'm with Danny. I know Monday's good, but to me, there is nothing more important in this county than this budget. I mean, I just, you know, hey, I'm the guy that sat around and threw rocks at this council last year because the budget wasn't everything it needed to be. And here we are again. So I want to do my part. I want to spend whatever amount of time I got to spend with you guys to get it right.
Well, wouldn't you say that Sherry needs to correct it if she can? Before it gets to our workshop?
This is what I would say. Sherry don't need to do nothing by herself. That's the problem. It's the judge's budget. It belongs to his office. That office needs to spearhead it. And if she's changing numbers, somebody from his office needs to be right there with her, working. I know you didn't mean it that way,
I didn't mean it that way.
because what she did by herself was